What's going on, guys? It's your boy Neosteveo coming at you with another episode of the Nerd Blast Reviews. In this week's episode, we're going to be talking about Kong Skull Island, which comes out on March 10th. This is a spoiler-free review. No major plot detail or twist or anything will be revealed in this review. So straight off the bat, we get introduced to these characters pretty early in the movie. John Goodman, Corey Hawkins, Samuel Jackson, Brie Larson, a photographer who is along for the ride to see if she can get some perfect, amazing photograph. And of course, Tom Hiddleston's character, which is a I guess safari expert or something like that. He's just good when it comes to taking people on jungles and stuff. And pretty early in the movie, we get Kong. We see Kong in all his glory taking down the helicopters, just like in the trailer. Now, this is a really different thing that we're used to when it comes to monster movies in the last couple of years, since with Godzilla, it took a while for us to see the guy. With Kong, it doesn't take that long. We actually see him pretty early in the movie. So, the plot continues, trying to get off the island. They meet all these, different type of things that they never seen before, like giant creatures, big bugs, whatever. And Kong, of course. And the skull crawlers, which John C. Reilly so cleverly called them. So straight off the bat, you notice that this film is trying to do a story about the people, but the people are just pretty boring. In the movie, I don't really care about John Goodman's character, Corey Hawkins either. He doesn't really strike me as a person I really care about. You care about more about the secondary characters, which is weird. The soldiers and maybe Brie Larson a little bit. But for the most part, the main characters you don't really care about. But after all, this is a monster movie. We didn't come here to see these people. We came here to see some giant monsters fighting. And that's where the film delivers. We got some exciting fights with Kong and the skull crawlers, as well as some other creatures that you've seen glimpses at in the trailers. And for the most part, they're really fun. The film is really fun to see a giant gorilla fight these creatures, throw them around, throw rocks, trees, and all this other stuff while the people are caught in the middle. There's this little side plot between Samuel Jackson being, I guess, the antagonist in the film. It's weird. I don't care. I care more about these guys that want to go home. The soldiers, I mean. They just want to go home. They're tired of being here. And, for the most part, a film that's trying to make us care about these people, we don't really care. But, like I said earlier, the film's about monsters, and it is fun to see all these giant monsters fighting. For the most part, the CGI in this film is really great. All these giant creatures that we've seen, whether play a big role or small role, are simply amazing. And then this island itself looks really pretty. And I think the biggest surprise of the film is John C. Reilly, which a lot of people were afraid of because, how are you going to... You knew he was going to be the comic relief, but how are you going to put this comic relief in a film like this? But it actually worked out pretty well because he was really funny, and I think he was the one that you cared about the most. At least in my opinion, I thought that he was the only human character I really, really cared about. Everyone else, whatever. I don't care if you die or not, or if you get off the island. You're just there. And Tom Hiddleston's character, apparently he's OP. He can do a whole bunch of stuff that, I don't know, he's just amazing because he's Tom Hiddleston. He's Loki. They're introducing Kong, of course, and eventually they're going to be part of a greater universe, a monster universe, which will involve Kong and Godzilla. So this film does a really good job introducing Kong, introducing the monster that he is. But they also do a good job of explaining some stuff that makes you, I know a lot of people will have doubts, how the hell can Kong go up against Godzilla? Well, this film does some stuff that will answer a few questions. But overall, I thought it was a really fun film. Characters aren't really good, that interesting. The writing was mediocre at best. The pacing is a little weird. Sometimes we go a little bit slow. Sometimes we get a little straight into the action, and it is kind of weird to keep up. it has a good soundtrack, but then again, any movie that takes place in the Vietnam era would have a good soundtrack because that era had a lot of good music. If you're a monster movie fan, I would definitely recommend this movie to you. You will have fun watching it. It is a good film to see monsters fighting. But overall, it was a film that seemed like it could have been a lot better than it is. It had potential to be a whole lot better than what it actually delivered. Overall, I think I would give this film a 7.5 out of 10. It's a film that I think is worth spending the price of admission for. It's a lot of fun. Great. We have some great scenes with Kong, and of course, I had a lot of fun. I definitely recommend people going to watch it. If you're a big monster movie fan, then I would recommend staying after the credits, because boy, does it get amazing. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this review. Please give it a thumbs up and remember to subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time in another episode of the Nerd Blast Reviews. Laters.